Encounters is a collaborative project between the Microsoft SocialNUI Centre and the VCA. It's part of the SummerSalt Festival. It's an art meets technology type project, and we want people to just come along and enjoy themselves and discover the installation for themselves. It includes a whole range of visual effects, and sound effects, and music and composition and lighting, all tied together using a Microsoft Kinect sensor and some wearable technology as well. The way that this works is that we suspend Kinects about 5 metres in the air, and we then do a whole lot of processing on the data that's coming in from those Kinect sensors to be able to understand where people are within the space.
The Microsoft SocialNUI Centre is a centre that explores the social aspects of natural user interfaces. We're interested in the way people form, come together and explore the public space. And we're interested in the way perhaps people may start to claim and reorient the public space. This is our first collaboration with VCA, and it's an important part of starting to take technological developments outside of our lab and outside of our department and reaching out to other groups in the university.
One of the great crossovers that's happening now in art is the relationship between emerging technologies, particularly location and interactive technologies. And we have a number of students who have a real interest in the emerging technologies and how it can be used in their work. And we have a number of people in other parts of the university who actually know how to do this. So it's a terrific mix.
The installation design took a long time to perfect. What we wanted to achieve, first of all, was to allow people to interact together in a space. So we needed it to be a big enough space that people could actually stand together and interact and still allow for the sensor to work properly. We decided to use the 3 arches to enable different types of interactions, both within platforms, which we call these areas that are tracked by a sensor, and also across platforms and across the overall space. We had to coordinate all of our efforts with what the artists were doing with their systems as well, so making sure it tied into the visual effects and the composition, as well as the dance and lighting as well.
A lot of the artists and composers haven't worked with programmers before, and so being able to work with really highly skilled people in different areas has been incredibly inspiring, and I think everyone is going to continue engaging with this sort of art afterwards.
What it's meant for the VCA is cross-disciplinary collaborative experience. It's brought in students from all across the campus, many different fields.
My background is within the visual arts. My research is around input and how we give something to a computer and a computer interrogates that through code and then gives new output, gives a new response. And Encounters really kind of represents that idea on a really large scale and a really kind of multi-person scale as well.
It's such an interdisciplinary project. There's a lot of different data moving around and different composers creating audio content, different people sort of trying to integrate that.
I predominantly do sound for film or animation, so it's all pre-recorded. Actually having the sound triggered by the audience and triggered by the dancers, it just makes it different every time, which is really exciting, and it's a different way to approach things compositionally.
It's really nice that everyone has a part of the process. So people from visual arts can comment upon dance, and the dancers can also comment upon visual arts.
What surprised me the most is how interested and engaged the artists are in the technology, and vice versa. Our SocialNUI team has been really interested in the artistic aspects as well, and it really has been very much a collaborative project.
In terms of research, it's actually very interesting. The Encounters might give us some clues on how street performance might have to take into account how an audience behaves or can behave around interactive spectacles.
Tonight we've had a couple of hundred people through the event here where they've all participated and seen the impact that this sort of research can have.
I think technology is an important expressive and creative component, and working with other creative people in VCA has been an important way of expressing that and giving voice to that creativity.